Hey there, this is Jessica. No, I'm just kidding. This is Ray Higdon. I just want to say a quick hello and just let you know that you're really in for a treat. My wife is going to be sharing with you her social media recruiting formula, and I know you're going to absolutely love it, and I know you're going to take lots of notes and really pay attention and participate. And I'm just excited for you. I know as Jessica was learning how to recruit on Facebook. I mean, I just watched her business just absolutely explode, and I know that holds the exact same potential for you. And so, with that, I will turn it over to Jessica. Enjoy the webinar, have fun, take notes, and make it happen, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Raise your hand if you thought that was me at the beginning. Be honest. Okay, do I really sound like that? I mean, come on. Okay, what an interesting introduction. Thank you. I'll wait for Ray to get the dogs out of here. They're excited too. Well, I am so excited to have you all on here. Go ahead and type in where you guys are calling in from or where you're in from on the webinar. Love to see where everybody's coming from. Ottawa, Key Largo, nice, I love it. Ohio, I'm from Ohio. Hey, Nancy. Las Vegas, Philly, Long Beach, Charlotte, Nova Scotia, awesome. Miami, Louisville, Atlanta, Florida, me too. Fresno, Santa Barbara, another Ottawa. How do you say that? Oshkosh. Oshkosh with, okay, Oshkosh, California, Vancouver, Atlanta, Missouri, Tallahassee, Newport Beach, Dallas, Romania, awesome, UK, awesome, Lexington, more Canada, Dresden, Ontario, Denmark, welcome, Canton, oh my gosh, we have so many people on here, Montana, represent Terry, Sacramento, Georgetown, Hamilton, Mesa, Anchorage. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, and a lot more. Portugal, very cool. So we've got people from all over the world tonight. That is so amazing. And I can't tell you how excited I am today, guys. I am just pumped. We're going to have some fun, that's for sure. And raise your hand if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen okay? Okay, cool. Looks like everybody can see it. Tonight I'm going to be sharing with you some tips that you can literally take out right away and use them to start recruiting an extra 8 to 10 people a month. And the whole goal of this is really, people are so confused nowadays. I want to provide you guys with a solution to be able to quit your day job and never ever run out of people to talk to again. Does that sound good? Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Because, like I said, there's a lot of people out there who are really confused about how to move forward with their business, and there's a lot of clutter, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of that today and get right into it. So I also want you guys to type real quick, what would an extra 8 to 10 people a month mean to you? Just type that out. Would that mean a new car? Would it mean you wouldn't have to worry about your electric bill? Would that mean that, if you got an extra 8 to 10 recruits a month, you just feel good about yourself because you'd be helping people? Like, what would that mean for you physically? I'm really curious of how you feel like that would help you. Okay, I see new car, not worry about bills. Awesome. Freedom. Student loans, that's a big one. Get out of debt, big time. More dream trips. Full-time dad, that's huge, guys. That's what this industry can do for us, but so many people have lost faith in that because they're just not given the right strategy to follow. So today I'm going to talk about that, and I'm really give you guys some meat. So quick question. How would it feel if you had a consistent flow of leads without spending money on advertising? Would that be cool? And this thing keeps popping up on me. Go away. Or how about if you knew that with a simple extension of your fingers and no technical know-how, because when I started this strategy, I knew nothing about technical skills, you could recruit it well. That would be pretty cool, right? Or if you could teach your team the same strategy for massive duplication. And that's what this is all about, is to really get you thinking outside the box and make sure that you understand that this is not just about you. This is also about when you bring people on board and you start recruiting, a system that they can follow and they can implement so that you get huge duplication and a lot of stuff happening quickly. Okay, does that sound good? Awesome. So why do I hammer social media? Most of you know that, I created a six-figure business, a 10,000 per month business through recruiting on Facebook and different social media sites. And I'm going to touch mostly on Facebook today because, that's the one most people use, but you can actually use this strategy with many, many more. And we're going to talk about that. But why do I talk about social media? Well, here are some statistics for you. More than 1.4 billion people are on Facebook right now. That is just insane, guys. That's roughly 3 times the population of the United States. Just absolutely insane. 95% of Facebook users log in every single day. Also extremely insane. I just don't know how that's even possible, but this is absolutely true. 95% log in every day. So they have created something amazing and an amazing tool for our particular business. 60% of Twitter users log in every day. Okay, so not as many, but still a very significant amount. Google Plus has over 359 million active users, and they're on pace to outperform Twitter. Pretty amazing. And 47% of US users have said that they've bought something through social media marketing or found out about it through social media. Question for you guys. How many of you found out about this webinar through social media? A few of you, right? A lot of you, actually. So social media is something where people can really take it and run with it if you do it in the right way. So if 47% of just the people in the US have either bought something or heard about something through social media, think of what that can do to impact your business. It's huge. So inside this training, I'm going to teach you guys my 5 secrets to attracting leaders and top earners, because we all know that the #1 goal of somebody that comes into network marketing is to build a team, of course, but to find those couple of leaders that can really leverage the heck out of their time and create some money freedom. So I'm going to teach you guys how to find those. I'm going to teach you the 4 pillars on how to get qualified leads and never run out of people to talk to again. That was really exciting for me when I came into social media, and I'll talk about my story in a little bit. I'm going to give you guys, make sure you stay until the very end. I'm going to give you guys my first message formula, and this is a guaranteed 80% response rate, okay? So this, you want to make sure you're taking notes, because this right here, you could go out, implement this tonight, and start getting some leads. I'm also going to give you guys the #1 secret weapon to help you stand out from the millions of network marketers out there. So one huge question that I get is, Jess, I know you build on social media. I'm having a really hard time distinguishing myself from everybody else out there. Well, it's because you're not following the proper system and doing it the right way. Of course, there are, this is a $100 billion industry, so there are going to be millions of network marketers on social media trying to do things the wrong way. If you do it the right way, you will absolutely distinguish yourself from them and make people want to join you. I am also going to give you my favorite closing line. It's made me hundreds of thousands of dollars, but more importantly, it's enabled my team to rise the ranks really, really quickly, which is really important, because this isn't just about, like I said, it's not just about you, it's not about me, it's also about your team, so they have a simple system to follow that's put into place. And you don't have to do anything, you can take all the guesswork out of it. So today I'm also going to be giving you guys the chance to dive deeper with me. So towards the end of this webinar, you want to make sure you stick around. For those of you that really want to dive deep with this strategy, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity, and we're going to share that at the very end. But first, for those of you that don't know, let me talk about myself and how we got here. I know some of you Probably a lot of you know my story, but some of you probably don't. So let me share that with you. Um, I know a lot of people say this, but if I can create success, so can you. Back in 2009, I was a broke college student. Okay, I was 21 years old, and I had no warm market. Okay, all my friends were completely broke. They were just like me, actually. They were broke college students, but the lack of it was they had no ambition. I had no advertising budget, no technical know-how. Can anybody relate to that? Anybody feel like they are technically overwhelmed with all the systems and stuff out there? Yeah, that's how I felt. I had no business experience whatsoever, so it's like, why would anybody listen to me? I'm a young college student with no business experience, no credibility. Who the heck is going to join me? I had no confidence whatsoever. I was really, and I'm going to talk about confidence in a little bit. I won't get too much into that right now. But I'll tell you here on the next slide, I'm going to share with you what really got my confidence down for the first 4 or 5 months. And I had really skeptical family members. Can any of you relate to that? Or am I the only one who's ever had everybody say no in their family? I'm sure with you guys, everybody just joined your business right away in your family, right? They were so excited to hear about it. They didn't think it was a pyramid. They loved it. Yeah, exactly. That was me. My whole family was like, "You're crazy. This is a pyramid," and that really affected me. But what I did have, despite all of these things working against me, is I had a burning desire to make a change. And I know there are people on this webinar right now who are feeling like, okay, I don't know where to go. I'm stuck. I'm not sure how to get to the next level. But you have that burning desire so that's what I did have going for me out of everything. I want to share with you guys this picture because this is actually the makeup counter that I used to work at. Pretty funny. This is at the MAC counter at Nordstrom. So when I first found network marketing, I was working at the makeup counter and going to school full time. And I was in an environment where people were really miserable. I was coming home every night extremely depressed because I was around about 25 women a day that were very catty, hated their jobs, and were just competing for sales constantly in the department. And it was really depressing. And what's funny about this picture is this is 5 years later, and I went back to visit, and most of those people are still there. Most of them are still there. So the difference between me and them is I decided to make a change. I decided I wasn't going to be where I'm at anymore, and I just took action. I took action, made a decision, and it's funny, I'm going to talk about, how great our life is now, but everybody that I worked with is pretty much still there. And that really hit home for me, so I thought I'd include this picture and just share with you guys. If you're stuck and you feel like you don't know where to go, just take action, okay? Just make a decision that you are not going to give yourself a way out. Who is going to decide to never give themselves a way out? Raise your hand. Who's making a decision here? Come on, people. I want you guys to make a decision today that you are not going to give yourself a way out. Good. Perfect. Well, this is my dad, okay? This is a picture of me and my dad. What this picture also shows is that I change my hair a lot. And I include this in here because he was my first no. My dad was my very first no, and I love my dad. He's a very successful businessman. But this is what really got my confidence down. And this just shows that I had absolutely no credibility whatsoever. Because if your dad won't even trust you in what you're doing, then how can you expect other people to trust you in what you're doing? So I was really torn up about him saying, pyramid, you're not going to make it in this. This is just not good. You need to focus on school, yada, yada, yada. And I didn't sponsor anyone for 5 months. Now, most people would have quit at that point, okay? Most people would have thought, heck with it, nobody's doing this thing. But what I realized is I was just going back and forth and not really taking my business seriously. See, I was in my business, but my business wasn't in me. And I was driving home one day and I was thinking about, okay, I get paid on Friday and I have to move this paycheck over here to this, or after you move this amount of money to this account so I can afford this dress, but I also don't want to be late on my bill, but I really, really want this dress. And it was really depressing. I I just something snapped in my brain. And I just thought to myself, okay, stop. Stop right there. Stop thinking about, where you're going to move money around and living paycheck to paycheck. I said to myself, I never, ever want to worry about price tags again. This is not me. I never want to think about having to pay for something again and worry about money. And just a switch flipped in me and I made that decision, which is why it's so important for you guys. No matter what you do, whether you follow this strategy or you take action somewhere else, it's so important for you to just decide and decide that you're not going to be in limbo anymore and really bring your business to the next level. So I made that decision, and that day I sponsored my first person. This is my very first person that I enrolled. I am so grateful to this woman. This is Sharon Carpenter. She worked with me at the mat counter, and she gave me some belief, okay? My very first person to enroll was not a huge money gain for me, but what it was a belief gain for me. And after this lady believed in me, I could believe in myself. So again, I want to thank you, Sharon. You're probably not on this webinar, but just it's amazing when somebody starts to believe in you, what happens to yourself. And from here, I just started enrolling people. But it was a process, and that's what I want you guys to get. So I was too nervous to talk to people in person, so I turned to Facebook and social media because she joined me, I got a little belief up, and I'm like, okay, I can do this thing. But the people I knew were still really skeptical about me because I hadn't created any success. I started a consistent social media routine that I'm going to talk about today. And in less than 18 months, less than a year and a half, this is what happened. This is our life now, okay? I got my first $10,000 check for the month in my business. This is me on stage. I never ever thought that I would be sharing these type of pictures with anyone. Okay, it's amazing. That's my maiden name, by the way. I've gotten to take some amazing vacations with the team. This is us in Mexico on a cruise. Obviously Mexico, right? This is us in Cancun. I got to marry the man of my dreams. You all know my husband. But most importantly, I got to have the wedding of my dreams because of this amazing industry. Paid for everything, and I feel so grateful. This is us in Fiji, and I know you've heard Ray talk about this, but what's really significant about this trip, besides the fact that it's our honeymoon, of course, is that this was the most expensive vacation we've ever taken in our life. And we were gone for 10 days, and because of network marketing, we actually came back to more money than we had spent in that 10 days. And that's the power of this industry and what can happen for you if you just decide and follow a simple routine. This is us in the Grand Canyon. Luckily, we didn't go when the government shutdown happened because that would have been bad, right? They would have just turned us away. But I'm so glad we went back then. This was just recently, actually. Beautiful place. This is us with the team on an island off of Haiti. Gorgeous, gorgeous place. Absolutely beautiful. And it's just cool that we've gotten to have these experiences. I've also gotten to speak on stages all over the country. It's amazing. Not only does this business grow your wallet, but it also grows you as a person. My husband and I have been featured in network marketing magazines like What's Working Now with Magnetic Sponsoring. And I am so grateful that we have been deemed $1 million earners in this business, which means we've made over $1 million within this wonderful industry. So I can't believe it's happened, and I never thought, if you had talked to me a few years ago, I never thought any of this would happen. And this was just a couple weekends ago. This is me speaking on stage in front of 6,000 people. And that was the biggest audience I've ever talked to. It was awesome, thrilling, and I had a blast doing it. So very grateful for that as well. But this, all this stuff is great. What's most important are the people that you get to help, the amazing people that are on my team or people that have followed my strategy and had great success. And I'm going to talk about a few of their stories, but just that's what's the greatest part is having a system in place that you can share with people that allows them to create leverage for themselves and for you, of course. And we're going to dive into that. I'm going to talk about some myths first, though. Do you believe, and have you ever been told this, that you need to have a huge warm market? Who's ever been told, listen, you're not going to succeed unless you know every Tom, Dick, and Harry in your area, right? Well, this is absolutely not the case. Okay, guys, as I shared before, I had barely any warm market. I think Sharon was basically the first person that believed in me in my business and the only person that was in my warm market that truly believed in me. Although I did try with a few, it just didn't happen. How about online doesn't duplicate? I know probably each and every one of you have heard this on this webinar. And I'm here to tell you that certain online things don't. But if you have the right system in place and it's simple, it absolutely does duplicate. How about you need a large advertising budget? I've heard this one a lot, okay? This is not true either. Actually, it's better if you don't have a large advertising budget because the people you bring on board think that you have to do that. They have to do that as well. So another myth that absolutely isn't true. You need a fancy schmancy marketing system. I know a lot of us have looked online and seen a lot of shiny objects, okay? Well, some of those are very, very valuable and very good. Others are a complete waste and distraction of time. So you need to know how to distinguish those and find out which one is going to work best for you. You need a fan page. Oh my gosh, so many people ask me, Jess, how can I do business on Facebook if I don't have a fan page? Well, the answer is you absolutely don't need one. The only reason I recently got one is because I was outgrowing my personal page, but you don't need one to have success. I'm sorry, but whoever says this is just naive. You don't. With this strategy at least. It does help, okay? It does help with credibility a little bit, but you absolutely do not need it to have success, and we're going to talk about exactly how in a little bit. You need to be a certain age. Well, I was 21, okay, and I'm still young, and people still, I'm sure, prejudge me, and that's cool, but guess what? I was able to create success without it. And even if you think you're too old, well, I have some stories that I'm going to share with you about people that have created success of all ages, so that's absolutely not true. Social media is saturated. How many have ever heard that one? Social media has over 1.4 billion people on just one platform, okay? If somebody tells me that social media is saturated one more time, I'm going to smack them because it is saturated with people who don't know how to market and don't know how to do things the right way. Absolutely, I will give you that 100%. What it's not saturated with, which is the whole point of this formula, is to really make it so that not only you have success, but the whole industry has success and stops getting judged because of what people are doing and marketing in silly ways. It is not saturated, I promise you, and you can create massive momentum if you do things the right way. And finally, we touched on this, you need technical skills. Well, you don't need a billion technical skills to be successful. I know many people that haven't, like Julie here. Julie's a single mom, bartender. Most importantly, she's one of the least technical people I've ever met in my life. Okay? I love Julie to death, but she was really confused. She was frustrated, confused with the network marketing profession. She thought she had to learn all these new skills, but after going through this formula, in less than 1 week, she was able to recruit 7 people, made over $800, and won a 7-day cruise for her and her son in less than a week. And what's even cooler about that is that 7-day cruise, She had never ever taken her son on a cruise in his life. So that was their first experience on a vacation like that together. And I love just being able to watch those memories unfold. Pretty awesome stuff. So love you, Julie, and appreciate you. And some other challenges people are facing. Who feels overwhelmed? And it's okay to admit it, okay? People feel overwhelmed right now. There's so much out there. I want to make sure that we just get rid of all of that today and give you a clear vision, if nothing else, give you a clear vision of how to move forward. Struggling with what to say, most network marketers have no idea what to say, and I'm going to give you some really good lines tonight, so stay tuned. No daily routine. When you come from employee to entrepreneur, it can be very hard to get into a daily routine without someone telling you what to do. Well, we're going to talk about accountability and how you can make sure that you get your daily routine done every single day. If you're stuck at the same rank or no rank at all because of confusion and frustration, you want to pay attention because this webinar is definitely for you. And there's a lot of network marketers out there that are eager to create time and money freedom, but they feel like there's no time management. They have kids, they have an illness even, their job is exhausting them. Well, with this strategy, you can do this in less than a half an hour a day and still create massive success. And that's all the time I had when I first started. Remember, I was working full-time and going to school full-time and trying to start this business. So I was very, very busy. And again, guys, this is why I created this formula, because I really want to change not only your lives, but the industry as a whole, and remove the clutter and have a simple step-by-step plan of action to take your business to the highest level. Does that sound good? Awesome. I want you guys to have an easy to follow way to train your people as well, because a lot of people bring people into this business, no idea how to train them, no idea what to do with them. Well, you can show them this formula. And I never want you to run out of people to talk to again. That's the biggest complaint I see in this industry. And so I am going to totally abolish that tonight. So get ready, because I'm going to remove the clutter, help you get unstuck, and start rank advancing. Are you ready to rank advance? Please say yes. If anybody says no, then you shouldn't be on this webinar, okay? So who does this work for? People that are brand new. Okay, it's very good for people that are brand new. People that have a burnout warm market. Okay, I basically didn't have one, but there's a lot of people that have one, they just burned them out. Well, this is a way for you to go. People that have had success, but they aren't getting very good duplication. Very important. If you're not getting duplication, then this business is basically like a sales job, and that's not what we want. People that have had success but want to recruit more per month, they just don't know how. Those that are sick and tired of being stuck and they want a simple step-by-step way to move into momentum, because this is about momentum, guys. And people who have teammates that just won't reach out to their warm market. Have you ever brought in a teammate and they've said, this is a brand new recruit, and you say, okay, make your list, and they say, well, I don't want to talk to my friends and family. Am I the only one that's happened to? I didn't think so. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that just they won't do it. But that doesn't mean they can't have success, so stop telling them that. They absolutely can. So step 1, profile positioning and branding. This is a very important step that people look over. Branding is not just a logo, guys. Okay, get out your pens and paper and start to take some notes here. Here's some key things to remember. I want to make sure that you're attracting people to your profile rather than detracting people from your profile. Because the very first thing that people are going to look at when you start reaching out to them is your profile. And there are probably things on there right now that are turning them off. So your profile is like your first impression. And you need to make sure, this is a science, it's very simple, but it's also a science to getting people to feel like you're a credible source. So you need to make sure you have the right things in place with your profile on your social media sites. Do your posts create curiosity in your business? You need to make sure that you're not just pitching people and that you're actually creating curiosity. And I'm going to get into some examples of that, but that's very, very important. Are you posting enough throughout the day? If you're posting every other day, that's just not going to cut it. Or even once a day, that's not going to cut it either. People aren't going to want to follow you. It's going to get boring. You need to post at least 3 to 5 times a day. I would say get up to once every hour. Now, sometimes I can't even do that, but you know what? If you start doing that, you're going to see people really respond to it. And some people might think, well, that's overwhelming. I can't possibly do that. How long does it take to post on Facebook or Google Plus or whatever? Roughly 30 seconds. So an hour a day, or I'm sorry, once every hour, but at least 3 to 5 times a day. Is your profile picture and banner company branded or you branded? This is a big one. For those of you out there who have your social media profiles with a bunch of different pictures of your company, this is for you right here. People join you, not a company, okay? So just keep that in mind when you have that all over your profile. And are you posting for profits or for losses? And that means, are you over pitching? Are you posting enough throughout the day? Are you creating curiosity? Are you providing value in your posts? Are you commingling business and personal properly? You should write this down. You should be doing 80% value-related posts, articles that you find, videos, things like that, and pictures, inspirational quotes, and 10 to 20% should be about your business. 10 to 20%, no more, no less. I want you to have your business on there, but not too much. So I want to talk about, elaborate on some of those things I just mentioned. These are the 5 most important things, as promised, to make sure that you have on your profile. Your pictures and banner are very, very important. The first thing that somebody sees when they look at your stuff, and they will, okay? Don't think that they're going to skip over your profile when you're reaching out to them. They will absolutely look at your stuff. First thing they're going to see are your pictures. So make sure they're good. Make sure they're pictures of you and not of something crazy. Okay, lifestyle picture is very important. The balance of business versus pleasure. Again, 80-20, 90-10. You want to make sure that you know who you're trying to attract, who you want to get into your business, and based on that, you want to be posting things that they would like, that seem like value. Articles you find, like I said, images, pictures, whatever, but this is very important. The amount of curiosity you raise is so, so important. If you guys get nothing else out of this webinar tonight, make sure that you raise curiosity in your posts. Now, my #1 curiosity creator, and this is my secret weapon, is lifestyle. My secret weapon right here is lifestyle posts. If you can post pictures of you on vacation, pictures of you in a fancy car, pictures of you at a nice restaurant, pictures of you working by the pool, I don't care what it is, pictures of you on a ski lift, lifestyle, lifestyle, lifestyle. This is my secret weapon right here to getting people to ask me what I do. Another important thing that a lot of people overlook is get to your company events, because when you're taking pictures with people that are already credible in the industry, guess what? That gives you credibility as well. So very important. Your about section. People overlook this all the time. The first thing that people are going to do is look at your pictures and your profile and see what you're posting. The second thing that people are going to do is they're going to look at your about section. And if you don't have this set up properly, you're in big trouble, okay? Now, I know that if I go to someone's page and they don't have this stuff set up properly, I'm not going to think they're very credible, and I'm going to look away, okay? How many other leaders do you think that you have doing that right now? You need to make sure you have this set up properly, and take your time with it. What would your target market have questions about? This is a huge golden nugget here, guys. Think about this for a second. Target market, basically, who do you want to work with? Is it college students? Well, if it's college students, then maybe you want to talk, share an article about how the job market right now is really not favorable towards college students. Is it senior citizens or retirees? Well, then maybe you want to share stuff about how senior citizens and retirees are having problems in their they're running out of money, right? They have to go back to work. That would be something to share. So just think about that when you're posting. Very, very important. Now, Dave, actually, he might be on here. Dave is just phenomenal. If you guys don't know Dave, he's a former coffee shop owner out of Seattle, and he basically went from sucking, now those are his words, not mine, to sponsoring 24 people in 3 days into just one of his businesses by changing around his branding and different skills that he's learned from my formula. So this is how important branding really is, guys. He went from, spamming and targeting the wrong people to sponsoring. That's how important this is, and a lot of people are overlooking it. So just make sure you're not. Love you, Dave. You're so awesome. And now he has zero fear of rejection, which is really, really important because you want to make sure that when you're building your business, these things start to become second nature to you. Now, in module number 2, we talk about finding your ideal prospect. This is step number 2, okay? So once you have everything set up and in place, you want to start targeting your ideal prospect and find out who these people are, where you can find them, and start reaching out and actively prospecting people every single day. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how to do that and the initial contact. Now what you want to do, let me back up here, is you want to go up to the search bar and you want to type in a group or fan page that you feel like your target market would be hanging out at. Robert Kiyosaki, as a lot of you guys know, is one of my very favorites. You guys like my circles? These are just so pathetic, I know. But hey, I'm not a good drawer, but I'm a good marketer and prospector and recruiter, and that's all we need to know for this webinar. If you look at this one, it's not even spelled right, okay? And it's got over 8,000 members in it. These are the groups, these are the fan pages. So you want to look for one of these, click on them, and find the status updates that you feel will cause some great interaction. Now, this is one right here that I really like. There are many types of people you have to work with. Approach them from their needs, not your own. I feel like this post right here is going to get some really good interaction, and it's going to bring out some people that are really awesome that I might want to work with. Here's another one I like. Too many people have too many excuses when pursuing goals, financial and otherwise. It's either important enough for you to do or it's not. Now, I feel like Ray and I both represent self-responsibility, taking responsibility for your actions and moving forward. And so this post right here, I'm going to see some people that agree with it, that are commenting and talking about taking action, right? And not making excuses. So I love this one, and this is where I'm going to look to find my people. This one as well, because I feel like there's some good people that are going to come out of the crowd. And it has over 166 comments, so you know that you're going to find some people. This one has over 202 comments. Very important to see where these people are coming from, and you want something with a lot of comments and shares because that gives you a lot to choose from. So I just went out and I picked this lady right here, and she says, why do you think I picked her? Because she says exactly what I teach. Approach people by showing you care about them. They'll admire you, and this way you position yourself as a leader and you'll grow. Stand out from the crowd. Show people you care about them and not about yourself. This is exactly what I teach. So why wouldn't I reach out to this lady? We probably have a lot in common. So I decided to pick her. She commented on this status right here, and I'm going to reach out to her. Recruited her into one of our businesses. And this is why I'm reaching out to her. Because there are 4 types of personalities, and I feel like she fits into one of them. These are the personalities. You should definitely write these down, okay? Because these are the types of personalities that you're going to want to sift and sort through before you even think about reaching out to someone. And I'm going to share with you how to reach out to them in a second. But personality number 1, low maintenance, low value. These are people that are, they don't really complain, they don't really bug you a lot, but they also don't recruit a lot and don't bring a lot of money to the table. Not bad, but aren't the ideal client. High maintenance, low value. These are the absolute worst people that you could possibly get into your business. And these are the people you don't want. These are people that complain constantly. They don't take responsibility for their actions, and they want you to do everything for them. And at the same time, they really don't recruit a lot, and they don't bring a lot of value. Now, with these people, I'm not saying don't train your people, but these are just people that you want to watch out for, okay? High maintenance, high value. Well, these are people that aren't bad to get into your business, okay? But they need a lot of attention. They need a lot of work. They're not self-starters. They need you to hold their hand all the time. They complain a lot, but they also bring a lot of money to the table. But of course, these are the people that you're looking for on social media, which is why, let me back up here. It's so important to figure out who you're reaching out to and what status updates to look at and things like that, so that you're not wasting your time and you're reaching out to the right people rather than the wrong ones, okay? You want the low maintenance, high value people, and these are the people that are going to bring a lot of money to your business and also be super self-starters and take responsibility and super positive. So that's who I look for, and those are who you want. So once you find someone like that, and by the way, there are about, let me back up. There are about 9 to 11 different groups and pages that you can look at, not just Robert Kiyosaki, that have really, really good prospects in them. But that's just one of my favorites to go after. As most of you know, I love these people. They're amazing people. They're positive. They love network marketing, and I think it's a good way to go. So just want to clarify that. So after you find this person, the low maintenance, high value, you want to send them a personal message. And I say personal because I mean extremely personal. There are some trainings out there right now that tell you to mass message people. Well, number one, you'll get banned, okay? Number two, people just aren't responsive to that anymore. It's terrible marketing. People want personal relationships nowadays, and they're not getting it because everybody's pitching them too much. So in this personal message, do you send this out and say, you know, hey, come join my business? Absolutely not. I'm going to tell you exactly what to say. Get out a pen, write this down, okay? First, say, hey, include their first name. You want them to know that this is a very, very personal message to them. Okay, so include their first name. This is the very first message you're sending to them. This is my first message formula, guys. If you're not writing this down, you're going to be in trouble because this is very, very crucial to get this right, okay? Plus, why you're messaging them. Hey, Christine, I'm messaging you because I looked at your profile. I was browsing around the Robert Kiyosaki page. I looked at your profile, and I think it is so cool. Here's where the compliment comes in, that you are working a network marketing business, and you are doing, it looks like you're rocking and rolling. You look like somebody that could really, that I could really get to know, that I really want to get to know. And by the way, I see you live in Florida. I also live in Florida. How cool is that? Okay, so see how personal I'm getting there? I would literally put exactly what I just said in a message. And then at the end, you want to ask them a question. The question usually is, what do you do? However, if it's blatantly obvious what they do on their profile, don't ask that. It's really embarrassing, and people will just not respond well. So ask them, what do you do? Or a different question if it's blatantly obvious. This right here, this will equal an 80% response rate, okay? So you want to make sure that you get this down pronto and start messaging people. But remember, there's ways to do it without getting banned, where things don't go in your other folder, things like that, so you want to be careful. Now, Aurora didn't even know where the send message button was on Facebook. She is so awesome. This is an amazing, we've just become amazing friends. And when she first started, she had no idea how to start contacting people and marketing on Facebook. But following my training, she was able to sponsor 28 people in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, guys. What if you did 1/4 of that? Okay? What if you did 1/2 of that? what would that mean to you in your business? Would that mean that you'd be able to pay off your student loans, get that new car, etc.? So it's possible that these things can definitely work. And I might bring her out here later on just to share with you guys. But yeah, she's an amazing woman. I would definitely get to know her. She knows what she's talking about. Now, in module number 3 and step number 3, it's about creating rapport. So now that you've reached out to them, you need to know exactly how to take them from ice cold to red hot. And that's what this formula is all about. So remember, people are going to join you, not a company. Are you asking them the right questions? Do you know what to ask them? Are you asking them so that you become an authority figure? How do you distinguish yourself from the billions of people on social media? It's this right here. It's building the rapport and making sure that they know that you are out to help them in some way, that you can solve their problems. So you need to dig deep and be a problem solver instead of a salesperson. Do they know, like, and trust you? Okay? We've all heard this before, right? We all know the whole, do they know, like, and trust you thing. You guys need to make sure that you are really digging deep with people. A lot of you are going for the jugular way too quick, okay? Because in the end, if you actually learn to figure out where people's problems are, this will expedite the closing and joining process. It will not slow it down. See, people think that if they mass message all the time, that eventually, you know what, hey, it's a numbers game. Eventually I'll get some people in my business. Absolutely not the case. Create curiosity in what you do. Very, very important. Curiosity is the name of the game tonight, guys. You want to make sure you're doing that. Here's an example. Write this down. After you ask, what do you do? They are 90% of the time they're going to ask you, okay, well, what do you do? This is not where you pitch. This is something, there's about, 10 or 11 other things that you can say, but this is just one that I really like. I'm a professional recruiter for a major company in Texas, for example. We're actually looking to expand in their area, wherever they are. How's the job market going over there? I hear it's starting to get better, but still not great. Okay, very important to understand that this is creating curiosity. Now, is that pitchy? Do you feel like I'm, I don't know, pushing this person to join my business? Absolutely not. It's just giving them a taste. Hey, I'm a professional recruiter. I want to see how the job market's going over there, wouldn't you? And see what they say. Okay, great example of creating curiosity. Here's Terry out of Montana. I know he's on here tonight. Hey, Terry. Woot, woot. He was not really getting the whole rapport building process and didn't have a lot of success in network marketing. But after taking my training and following my coaching, he was able to sponsor 8 people in the last month and a half. What's even cooler about that is 3 people have already sponsored someone as well. So it's so amazing to see this happen. He's an amazing guy. And just from taking a simple strategy, he shared it with his team and was able to create duplication. I just think that's so awesome. Let me see if he's on here right now. I'd like to bring him out. You know what? I think I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to cover, because I want you guys to really get this, okay? I'm going to bring Terry out in a second and share what he's doing to create success. I'm going to talk to you guys about closing now, because if you follow every single step that we just talked about, that's great. But if you don't know how to close, you're not going to bring people into your business, right? This is about getting them from ice cold to red hot. So you need to know how to close them. My favorite closing question is right here. Take notes on this. I love it. It's not pushy. Based on what you've shared with me, now this is after you've built rapport with them. Based on what you've shared with me, I think you may want to take a look at what I do. We've helped a lot of people in your situation. So by this, I'm assuming I know their situation, okay? You're not going to ask this if you have no idea what their situation is. I'm not sure if the business is a fit for you, but I think you'd love the product. And then I might add something like, if you want to take a look, great. If not, no big deal. I could send you some info. Almost 100% of the time. It's so rare for when I'm ready to ask this question, it's so rare for someone to say, nah, I don't think so. I would say 90% of the time, they'll say, yeah, sure, go ahead and send me the information. Very, very important for this with what you want to say. Now from here, you want to make sure you get them on the phone. That's key, and we'll talk about that. Getting them on the phone and getting their number, super important, and you want to make sure that you do that. Are you postured correctly in the conversation? Okay, very, very important. Now, with closing, it starts from the very first message. So you want to make sure that you're coming across as somebody that can help them, that you're the authority figure, and we talk about that, okay? You need to know what to say and the right questions to ask. And for example, you want to be a problem solver versus a closer. Now, what do I mean by that? I think we all know what I mean by that, but here's an example. See, this guy right here, he was a guy I recently recruited, and he's asking me right here, hey Jess, what do you think I should do? Should I join one network marketing company or should I join several? Now, do you think that he would have asked me that if he didn't look at me as somebody that could help him, as somebody that was an expert? And I'm not saying that you have to be fake, okay? I'm not saying that at all. If you haven't created success yet, that is totally okay. What I am saying is that people need to get that you're on a mission, that you're going to build something big, that you're ready to move. So he's asking me exactly what he should do. He's thinking about joining a network marketing company. So what do you think I said? I said, well, you should only focus on one, and here's why I like my company and why I think that you'd like it too. And I can send you some information if you'd like. If not, no big deal. Same exact question I used back there. So you are looking, in the whole closing process, you really want to dig deep and you're looking for people's problems. Does that make sense? Now, Ben had always struggled with the close, okay? He had only had a few signups in network marketing in a year, so that's 2 in a year. By following my formula, he sponsored 11 people in 2 months. That's a huge increase, guys. 2 in 1 year to 11 people in 2 months. That's just insane. So closing is very, very important. And another thing to write down that I didn't include on the slide, but a good rule of thumb to follow, make sure that you don't go in for the close until about 3 messages back and forth. Very, very important, okay? So give yourself, unless asked, of course, but give yourself about 3 messages back and forth. Now, Ben was going in for the jugular too soon. That's what was happening here, but he learned to slow it down, bring it to a nice, learn what their problem is, and then go in and go for the close and ask the right things. So I'm so proud of you, Ben. You are awesome. And I just want to ask you guys, who's ready to be my next success story? You've heard about many people here. I've shared some things that I feel like you could take those right away today and go out and create massive, massive success. Could you not? You absolutely could. And I'm looking for the people. I want to switch gears right now. I'm looking for the people who are sick and tired of being in the same place, and they're spending thousands on info courses that are just overwhelming. There's so many people out there. You've bought things before, you don't know what to do, and you're just confused. And those are the people that I'm talking to, also the people that just want to create massive success. For years and years, people have been asking me, Jess, how did you create success so quickly? When are you going to come out with something to really dive deep with us, coach us, and help us get to the next level? When is that going to happen? When are you going to come out with a course? So I want to ask you guys, are you ready to make more money and finally quit your day job like I asked at the beginning and be featured on your company stage? If you're ready, raise your hand, because I want that for you more than anything. And I know some of you have seen this before, but I'm introducing it to the first time to our community, my 10K social media recruiting formula. Now, again, people were asking me over and over, Jess, how'd you create success so quickly? So, and more importantly, how did your team create success so quickly? So I had to go back and reverse engineer everything I've done step by step and go into detail and share with you guys exactly how I got from point A to point Z so quickly, from 0 to 10,000 a month, and have sustained that through multiple companies actually, and helped other people get there as well. So you guys are going to get this. You go to 10ksocialmedia.com. I want to show you what's actually in this course. You're going to get 4 live webinars. Now, Module 1 is actually pre-recorded. And the reason I decided to do them live is because I want you guys to get in-depth feedback. This is your course. I want to make it very personal. I want to be coaching, but also interacting with you, okay? But Module 1 is pre-recorded, and it's pre-recorded for this reason. You're going to get that right away. Just go to 10ksocialmedia.com. I know that there are things on your profile right now that are turning people off. I know that there are people that have been following you for years and you don't even know they exist. Okay, there are people that have been looking at your stuff, following you, and you're turning them off with something you're doing. And so there are tweaks that we can make in your branding and on your profile to position you correctly and make you credible. So in module number 1, we talk about how to get instant leads from your posts, because again, there are people looking at your Facebook or your Google Plus, whatever, right now, and they're thinking to themselves, well, I wonder what he or she does, but this thing, not really sure that I want to reach out to her. Okay, so we're going to correct that. How to increase your credibility, again, talked about that through your branding. We're going to talk about branding secrets of the rich and famous. So I'm actually going to go through stuff. I'm going to go through some people that are, not some people, some profiles of some people that are doing things right, and show you exactly what they're doing right so that you guys can follow exactly what they're doing. And again, branding isn't just a logo. Branding is much, much more than that. So if you guys go to 10ksocialmedia.com, you're going to get Module 1 right away instantly. Jess actually, I don't know if she's on here or not. Jess actually went through Module 1 and she loved it. She, just from going through Module 1, she's already generated 11 new laser targeted leads in just one day. One day. Thank you so much, Jess, for sharing this with me. And if Jess can do it, guys, so can you. Good name, by the way, huh? It gets kind of confusing sometimes. But if she can do it, you can absolutely do it as well. You're also going to get in module number 2, we talked about this, targeting and finding your ideal team member. But I'm going to talk to you about specific groups and pages, the best places to find prospects that are ready to buy, and all with the new Facebook updates. So you have to be very, very careful about doing this strategy nowadays, because Facebook has put in a lot of obstacles there. But guess what? If you know how to get around them, it's actually really simple and really easy. So we're going to talk about how to get around all those obstacles and still be able to reach out to people and build a massive business. This is basically how to find the LMHVs, the low maintenance, high value people. This is leader hunting right here. This is where you are going to save yourself time and effort, because you're going to be talking to the right people, not the wrong ones. And we're going to dive deep into that. In Module 3, we're talking about creating instant rapport. So once you get them hooked, how do you get them to actually join your business? I'm going to talk to you guys about how to get people to know, like, and trust you. Positioning and credibility is key. If they know, like, and trust you, not only will they join your business, but they'll actually stay in your business for a long time. I'm going to give you guys conversation templates. So you guys are going to know exactly what to say and never get stuck on the right questions to ask. This is very important if you want to get people to join you, because they need to know that you know what to say. They need to know that you're going to help their people know what to say. So again, 10ksocialmedia.com. In Module 4, we're going to talk about closing. How to get your prospects in front of the presentation. We know that in this business, it's about getting eyeballs in front of the presentation. Also, how to pitch your business the right way. I told you guys that there were definitely about 9 to 11 actually different techniques that you can use to pitch your business, and we're going to share those in the closing of Module 4. Also, what not to say. A lot of you are saying things that are completely turning people off, and I want to make sure that you never ever do that again. And getting them on the phone. How to effectively get them on the phone, but not only that, how to close them on the phone. I'm going to share with you guys my no pressure phone skills and closing techniques. I'm going to teach you guys how to use the tools that you already have to get people into your business and not have to wait 6 months to a year to get them in there. This is like no pressure phone skills that will get them in right away. So all of this stuff, Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, and Module 4 is easily a $697 value, okay? I've definitely, I mean, this year alone, guys, we've sold up to $54,000 for personal coaching. And I apologize, my voice is actually going out. I think my husband and I are getting a little sick, unfortunately, but that's okay because I'm still pumped up. Now, if you guys buy by midnight, I'm going to give you 25 closing questions and scripts that you can follow to a T and start recruiting. This is exactly what Terry did. He shared, actually, you know what? I'll bring him out and let him tell his story. Where are you, Terry? Terry. These are scripts, guys, that you guys are going to get to use so that you never run out of people to talk to again. And you're going to know exactly what to say. And so many people have already come up to me saying, oh my God, I use these and I've got so many people interested in my business. Really, really exciting. There you are. Okay, let's see. Terry, can you hear me? Terry, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Jess?
I can. Hey, how are you?
I am doing amazing as always. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing so good. I apologize, my voice is going in and out. But yeah, so I wanted to just, I know that you had mentioned to me before. It's so good to have you on here, by the way. I know that you had mentioned to me before that you took some of the closing scripts that I gave you, the closing questions, and you pasted them onto your computer, and you were just following those to a T to get your recruits. Can you tell me a little bit about, your story and anybody that's on the fence about working with me or, getting this course? What have you seen from just using some of my strategies to have success in your business?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Well, first off, just you told a little bit about my story, but I had a lot of lack of success because I was taught to pitch, and my warm market was completely burned out. So when I went to Facebook, it was kind of kind of the last resort for me, if you will, and I just followed what Jessica taught me to an absolute T. I started and I decided to be absolutely consistent and take what we were doing and what she was teaching me and do it to a T. So what I did is I took her, it was just crazy. I took her, I just printed it out and I took them and I just actually pasted them to my desk. And a couple of the important ones she gave you already, but I put them actually on my laptop. So if I ever got stuck, I would just, look down and I would see those certain questions that I could ask. And obviously, when building rapport, those questions change, but a lot of them are the same. And what happened is the first 10 days or so, or the first week, nothing really happened. And then, Jessica, you remember me being really excited. I ended up recruiting, I don't know, I think it was 4 in a matter of 24 hours at one point. And, it's just amazing. And like you said, Jess, I want to say that I'm from a real small town, rural America here in Montana. And I'm telling you, if I can do it, you sure as heck can. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell.
That is so awesome, Terry. Thank you so much for sharing. And just so you guys know, that's Terry Gremaux, Gremaux. Look him up on Facebook. I spelled that right, Terry?
You are correct.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing your story. Look him up on Facebook. This guy is just absolutely awesome. And he can definitely, he loves to help people and can definitely help you in your business. So again, thank you, Terry, for coming out here.
My pleasure,
Okay.
Jess.
No problem. So I want to bring Aurora out here as well. I think we have another special guest. Oh. I don't see her. You might be on here, Aurora. I'll bring you out in a little bit. Oh, there she is. Okay, I see her. Raising her hand. Awesome. Aurora, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Awesome. We had a little computer issue there, but I appreciate you staying on here. I know you're all the way over in the UK.
Yeah, it's
What
early.
time is it there?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness. Well, I so appreciate you being on here and jumping
Thank
on.
you.
Everybody, this is Aurora Jones. She actually, I talked about her story a little earlier, and I was going to bring her out then, but I decided to wait until the end because you have such a powerful story, and I really want people to hear it and for you to be able to share. So can you talk a little bit about what happened to you after going through some of my training? And I know you shared some with me, but I don't want to take it away from you. So go ahead and share what you've gotten out of this.
Yeah, sure. So when I first joined my network marketing company, I did the whole traditional friends and family members, and it didn't go down that well. So eventually I went over to the internet and tried to find something to help me connect with people. And first of all, I had no experience about using Facebook. I just didn't like Facebook at all. I thought it was a waste of time. But people were just talking about, doing their hair or they had a coffee, and I just didn't like it. And I really couldn't understand how it was possible to have a business and get some leads from Facebook. So I think I was mainly saying to people how wonderful my company was and why they had to join with me, and that didn't work. And eventually you gave a training, and suddenly, because it took me literally months to figure out what was wrong in what I was doing in terms of talking about my business to other people, I was really, really struggling, thinking, what am I doing wrong? So even if I got a bit better at it eventually, but the training that you provided really opened up my eyes, and I really realized what I was doing wrong and how to find the right people to join my business, how to create report, how to talk to people on Facebook the right way. So from really disliking Facebook and not even knowing where the send button was or what was a profile page or how to do anything, the information that you provided were absolutely spot on, because from what I had, which was simply intuition, suddenly it was like I could see it through your videos and you were explaining it very clearly, and it did make complete sense. So up to today, I'm still using the same strategies. It is working. Again, today I had, I don't know, maybe like 12 lead people saying, oh yes, tell me more about what you're doing. And it's really nice. So I really want to thank you for all the hard work that you've put inside the community, because the work that you provided was very simple but so powerful to close anyone into your business. So now I know a bit more about Facebook.
Well, that is so awesome. I really appreciate that. And what's so funny about what you just said is I can totally relate because I forgot to mention this actually, but I used to hate Facebook as well. I felt the exact same way. I thought it was just a place where people with too much to do or not enough to do and too much time on their hands would spend most
Yeah.
of their time. And it's not the case. It's a great tool now, and there's absolutely no
Yes.
excuse not to build a network marketing business nowadays with these type of tools out there. So thank you so much, Aurora, for coming out here. Please go to bed. I know it's 3 a.m. over there.
Thank you,
And
Jessica.
again,
I will
guys,
try.
okay, good. That was Aurora Jones, Aurore. Look her up as well. She is amazing, amazing human being, and has some great tips on the industry as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So again, I told you guys that we're going to be able to get these closing strips if you bought by midnight, still available, okay? But these, like Terry said, pasted them on his computer, followed them to a T, and that was just some of many of the different scripts that I give you in this little manual for you. So you guys are going to get that as a bonus, easily a $97 value. If you get one sign up from it, it could become that for you. Now, again, I know you guys heard that my husband and I have charged up to $54,000 for personal coaching this year. Now, when you purchase this product, I'm going to give you 60 days of full email support. Some people thought I was crazy, but I am. I'm going to give you 60 days of full email support, easily a $2,000 value. I'm going to be right there with you, helping you build your business, helping you close people, and getting them into your network marketing company. Now, I'm also going to give you guys my social media attractor factor checklist. This is going to be very, very important to you in module number 1, because this is going to be where you can go through your profile, make sure that you're checking off everything to make sure everything's correct, so that when people look at your stuff, you are not turning them off. Okay, so this is another bonus that I'm going to give you guys right there. People have used this right away, and right away they've gotten leads and people ask them what they've done or what they do. So very important to have this, and you guys are I'm just going to give that to you as a bonus. So all of this, you're going to get 4 live webinars, one of which is pre-recorded, you're going to get right away. Zero rejection conversation template, okay, $97 value. Attractor factor checklist, $49 value. 60 days of personal email support. So I'm going to be coaching you, helping you build your business. This is a total retail value of $2,843, okay? They're the 4 live webinars for $697. Zero rejection conversation template for $97. Attractor factor checklist, $49. This is where you can go through and see exactly what's going on with your profile and correct it. 60 days of full email support, a retail value of $2,000. Go to 10ksocialmedia.com. Make sure that you pick that up. And this email support, let me just tell you guys, my husband and I have charged up to $54,000 for personal coaching. So if all this did was get you an extra 6 to 8 recruits a month, enabling you to find that leader, would it be worth it? Or allowed you to make a 6-figure a year income and walk across your company stage, would that be worth it? Absolutely. Or to help your team, most importantly, move into momentum and create that leverage and freedom in your life, would that be worth it? Of course it would. The number one goal of network marketers is to find that leader and create that leverage. Well, with this system, it's not only about finding that leader, but you can also create that leader through having the system in place that's duplicable and makes it super, super simple for them to get a grasp on. So you guys are not going to pay $2,843, okay? I know you're really shocked by that. That is not, I want to create so many success stories, it's unreal. So you guys are not going to have to pay that. Tonight, you guys get this for $297, okay? $297. You guys get full access to this course, and you're going to be able to not only sorry about that. You're going to be able to not only get this for $297, but if that's a little outside your budget, we have our easy payment system of 2 payments of $168. So it's an absolute no-brainer, guys. Go to 10ksocialmedia.com. Make sure you pick that up, and we'll definitely get it right to you, okay? So again, $297 or 2 payments of $168. Now, Jenny actually went through this exact training and was able to sponsor a new team member the very next day. Now, how many of you would love to be like Jenny? Okay. Jenny is absolutely amazing, and she just went out there, took massive action, and from making several new connections, she got lucky and was able to find somebody that was ready to join right away. And that's because she connected with them the right way, okay? Now let me see if Jenny is on here. I'm not sure if she is or not, but I will just go ahead and check. No, I don't think she's on here tonight, but definitely connect with her. She's awesome. And basically, if you guys feel like you can get recruiting results, if you go through exactly what I teach, I'm going to give you a 100% money back guarantee. Okay? So I am so positive that you are going to get recruiting results after going through and following the steps that if you don't, I'm willing to give you this 30-day 100% money back guarantee. That's what this means, okay, guys? So make sure that you understand that this is a no-brainer and risk-free to you. Now, but wait, there's more, okay? As a mega bonus, I am going to give you guys 4 hours of coaching webinars. Okay, again, guys, people have paid us a lot of money for coaching, and they are absolutely amazing clients. But for you guys that buy this product tonight, I'm going to give you 4 accountability webinars. Now, what's cool about these is these are totally Q&A. The biggest problem that network marketers have is they don't hold themselves accountable. And so that's what these are designed to do, is to get you out of your comfort zone, get you to start taking action, and make sure that you are taking your business to the next level. Now that's a $1,750 value right there, okay? Sorry, Ray just walked in here for a second. He was just seeing what I was up to. You guys can hear me okay, right? Okay, cool. So right here, you guys, I'm going to make sure that to hold you guys accountable, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to, and that's why we host these webinars, and that's easily a $1,750 value. Now, we already had, when we released this, which some of you guys have seen this before, okay, when we released this, we had people take advantage of this right away. So we already went through the first 50 for this Fast Start bonus, but I wanted to give it to you again, so I'm releasing another 50 spots, okay? For those of you that buy by midnight, you are going to get this Fast Start bonus. This is by far one of the most valuable bonuses that we have here tonight, okay? These are 3 conversation consultations. Now, most of us know that when you start talking to people, now this is after you go through the full course, okay? Because I want to make sure that you bring me the exact right people to talk to. Now, when you start talking to people, you might get stuck, okay? It happens a lot. I get asked this a lot. So I'm going to give you 3 conversation consultations, meaning I'm going to close these people with you and tell you exactly what to say. Most of the top earners in this industry make all of their money from 1 to 4 people in their business because they have 1 to 4 leaders. I'm going to help you guys with this bonus get those leaders, so send me the right people, into your business step by step and give you the verbiage to say so that you can close them. So that right there is a $1,000 value, but you know, what would 3 leaders in your business mean? What would that mean? So if you guys purchase by midnight, you are going to get this absolutely free, and I'm going to be able to be there right there with you, helping you build your business. So everything I mentioned tonight, the 4 webinars on how to recruit at will, the zero rejection conversation template with all those scripts, and you heard from Terry exactly what he used. The 3 personal conversation consultations, $1,000 value right there. I'm going to help you get 3 leaders into your business. 60 days of personal email support, $2,000. Social media attractor factor checklist, $49. 4 hours of accountability webinars, Q&A webinars, to make sure that you're doing exactly what you need to do step by step. All of this together is easily a $5,593 value, okay? But again, guys, you guys aren't going to pay that. You get this all for $297 or our easy payment plan of $168. Just go to 10ksocialmedia.com and you guys can go ahead and get that. It'll explain everything you get. And I so look forward to seeing you guys in Module 1. Now, I want to take some Q&A now. If you guys have questions, feel free to type it into the little box. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me see your questions, guys. I want to make sure that I get everything answered because I want you guys to know what you're getting, okay? Okay, lots of questions coming in here. Very, very good question. I get that a lot. Here's the thing, is that Facebook makes changes every day, and to have someone like me telling you, okay, these are what the changes are, this is how you get around them, really, really helps. And again, this strategy isn't just for Facebook. You know, Terry, who you heard from earlier, actually recruits people from Google Plus and so forth. So this will definitely work for LinkedIn, Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter even. You can even recruit people from Twitter if you run into problems with Facebook. But there are several ways around it, okay? Number 1, you can message friends of friends and not go into the other folder. So you can message your current friends and their friends, which gives you a whole new plethora of people to talk to. You can also message fan pages. And there's a way that you can find fan pages that I talk about in module number 2. So you can message fan pages and find out you know, what they're up to. You can also send a message to someone's other folder and then comment on their wall or something like that and tell them that you messaged their other folder. I go fully into how to do this with the Facebook updates in module number 2 because there are many ways around it, and I still recruit people every day from Facebook almost, so that should definitely not be stopping you. What you do have to be careful about is getting put into Facebook jail, but the rules and regulations for Facebook, actually, it's not how many people you reach out to that makes them mad. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's not how many people you reach out to that makes them mad. It's the amount of time that you use to reach out to them. So they want to make sure that you're not spamming people and just mass messaging everybody. So that's what we cover in module number 2. Really good question. The male guest speaker's name was Terry Grimeau, just so you know. Right now, my kids and I share a site. Would it be best for that not to happen? You know, it depends. It really depends. I mean, if that's your brand, if you have, you know, a mommy-daughter brand or a daddy-daughter brand, then that's okay. I would honestly say that you probably want to have your own for branding purposes, just because you want to make sure that everything is going right on there, like I said, that we cover in step 1. And again, guys, you know, I gave you guys some really good stuff that you can take home tonight and use right away. If you want to dive deep, get the program, because I talk about all this kind of stuff. But when you're doing this strategy, people want to join you and they want to know what you're all about. So I would just say to be careful about, you know, sharing a site with your kids and having it where they're posting stuff and you're posting stuff, because if you can't monitor it properly, that could turn into a mess. Yes, somebody wants me to repost based on the closing question. So the closing question again is, you know, based on what you shared, I think you may want to take a look at what I do. We've helped a lot of people in your situation. I don't know if the business is a fit for you, but I think you'd love the product. Okay, so that's how that question goes. Pretty much memorized it because I use it so much. Again, how do you get around the other folder? There are many ways to get around that. You're welcome, Carrie. Thanks. By the way, the product is sent via email. It's all digital. So make sure that you guys know that. It is all digital. You'll get that right away to your email. Is there going to be another chance to get this product for that price? This is, we're actually going to be closing the cart. So this is, to get these bonuses. Oh, by the way, there's one more bonus that I forgot to mention for you guys that I'm going to give you. And just to answer your question, to get these bonuses, you will have to get this by midnight tonight. But at 8 o'clock last night, I recorded a webinar. Now, some of you saw this webinar with Eric Worre. I did a webinar for Eric's people, and I recorded a webinar on how to get it was both Ray and I, and it was on how to get people to ask you what you do on social media. The top 5 ways to get people to ask you what you do on social media. And people loved it. If you purchase by midnight, I will make sure that my team gets that webinar to you, but that's only if you purchase by midnight, and we'll make sure that we get you that recording. It was awesome. People loved it, and it's a way to start getting leads just from your posts on social media. So I'm going to give you guys that. Are the modules downloadable to my computer so I can listen over and over again? Absolutely. The modules are going to be, if you can't make them live, because again, some of them are going to be live so that I can interact with you, but if you can't make them live, everything is going to be recorded so that you will have that to watch over and over. What is branding in Facebook? Branding is your positioning, your credibility. It's not just a logo. It has everything to do with who you want to target and how they decide to reach out to you. But good question. When you message people on Facebook, do you also add them right then? Again, something we'll talk about in Module 2. But you definitely don't. I always ask people if I can friend request them, and Facebook doesn't like it when you friend request a bunch of people. So I always send the message first and then decide to friend request them if they give me permission. Are we recruiting only people that are network marketers? Absolutely not. In module number 2, I give you about 10 different places that you can go that have really good prospects that aren't just network marketers. What if you hear back once but they don't respond after your second message? Do you move on or message again? I would ask them another question, but I wouldn't do it like you're desperate. I would come back to them maybe a few days later and say, hey, did you get my last message? And if they still don't answer you, then move on. There's 1.4 billion people on social media right now. There's absolutely no reason to stay stuck on one prospect. The really cool thing about having so many people to talk to is you get to qualify them. So that's what makes it so awesome. Will you be running this again so we can refer people? I believe it is being recorded, and we probably will run this again. We haven't decided yet, but my guess is yes. Can I make this available to my downline? If so, will the price go up? The price isn't going to go up, but they won't get these bonuses, and we are going to close the cart next week, so just so you guys know that. But if you want to make this available to people that you know, you can actually go to, here I'll type it in, you can go to jessicahigdon.com/affiliate sign up, and that'll enable you to become an affiliate of ours, and you can actually promote this product if you want to promote it to your downline or whatever, because again, it is very duplicable, and you will get compensated for that. So good question. How do I talk to someone without them trying to pitch me? I've tried to start implementing these things, and I have people almost thinking I want to join their business. Okay, very, very good question. Now you have to understand that people that are constantly trying to pitch you are very, very good prospects. And here's why. Because they obviously haven't been taught properly by their upline. Okay, they obviously have no idea how to build a business. So if they're trying to pitch you, some of you know that I use this line, some of you don't, but a very good question to ask them in a nice way is, okay, so I see that you're trying to get me into your business. That's cool, but just question for you, how is this technique working for you? Or how is this strategy working for you? And then you can go into something like you just want to help them, you know, have a better strategy. Okay, so how to have you know, a good strategy moving forward. I'm not sure that this is the way I would go about it. Something along those lines. But you want to ask them questions and make sure that they know that you're very happy in your business, but you just want to learn a little more about them and what they do. Okay? Hope that makes sense. And again, we talk about this a lot in module number 3. And I actually give you some formulas for people that start pitching you and how to combat them and what to say, because that'll happen a lot. And that's actually a good thing. Again, those are good prospects. If you don't have a credit card and you want to get the program, you actually, I believe now we can use PayPal. I'm not sure though. Email me. I'll give you guys my email address. And I'll give you support's email address. So that way you guys have that if you have any questions like that. We'll probably have a replay of this webinar soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but keep an eye out for it. What if I have a personal page and a fan page already? Should I delete one? Absolutely not. I'm not saying a fan page is bad. I have one. A fan page actually gives you some credibility. It's not a bad thing. What I don't like is when people feel like they have to have a fan page and they have to have one to see success. You absolutely do not. Again, it does give you some credibility, but I've had so much success, and people on my team have had so much success without one. So it's definitely not a necessity, but I wouldn't delete it for sure. What do you suggest regarding revamping a fan page? We talk a lot about that in module number 1. Actually, I go over exactly what to do for your fan page, but just some quick tips. You definitely want to make sure that you have some kind of scenery as your banner or something. If you can get professional photos, I highly, highly recommend it. And if you can have your website on your banner, even if it's your network marketing website, that's okay. That is okay, as long as it's not blatantly obvious. I want a picture of you. I don't want a picture of your product. I don't want a picture of your big check, you know, from on stage or whatever. I want a picture of you. That's just very important. You may want to make it personal. What do you think of some marketers on Facebook that pitch their business 90% of the time instead of 90% value? This is such a problem. Such a problem. And thank you for bringing this up. This is one of the reasons I created this formula, is because so many people, and you know who you are, don't raise your hand, but you don't understand that curiosity is what makes people want to be in your business, not telling people to be in your business, okay? You want to show them why they should be in your business from your posts. There's a few posts you can do. You definitely don't want to post about your business 90% of the time. That will totally turn people off, okay? Very good question. Where is the other folder? If you go into your regular inbox and then right next to it, you'll see a tab right next to your inbox that says Other. If you click on that, I bet you have a ton of people in there that have been trying to get a hold of you. Also, some people you'd rather not get a hold of you in that folder. That is where some of your messages go. You want to make sure that you check that. That is also where some of your messages go when you reach out to people. But in module number 2, I teach you completely how to get rid of that and still be able to get your 5 to 10 out per day. How soon should we have our branding colors and picks in place? You know, as soon as possible. It's a good question, but it's not, if you don't have professional photos, don't worry. You don't need to have those to start doing these strategies. But I just really want you to get that it needs to be a nice photo of you in your profile picture and something nice in your banner, like a nice scenery or something like that. Too many people think they have to have their company in there, that even pictures of your kids and your dog in your profile picture, not a good idea, especially when you're reaching out to someone that you barely know. I want a nice picture of you smiling. I want it to be clear, those types of things. But eventually, you want to get a color scheme going and picks in place with your profile. You know, you want people to recognize you and know who you are. If you notice with Ray and I, ours are very color schemed together, and people take that for granted, but guess what? Eric Worre does that, Danny Johnson does that, Sarah Robbins does that. That is important because people will start to recognize you by your color. I know it sounds dumb, but guess what? It definitely works. How do I approach old warm markets about an opportunity after I've already approached them once? Very good question. Here's what I would do, is be honest. The number one thing that you can do to close people into this business is use your honesty and your authenticity. So I would go back to them and I would say, listen, I know that I've talked to you about my business. I know I did it in the wrong way, and I totally apologize. I am so apologetic. You know, I really wanted you to know why I'm doing this and share your why, and say, and I didn't want you to come back to me and say, why didn't you share this with me, you know, when I make it a huge success. So if you don't mind, I would love to just send you some information. And, you know, if you like it, great. If not, no big deal. There's no pressure here, but I apologize again for approaching you in the wrong way. And I just wanted you to know that what I'm up to. I just wanted you to check out what I'm up to. And if they still don't want to check it out after that, then they're not really your friend, and oh well. You know, oh well, and just keep moving on. Again, 1.4 billion people to talk to. Yes, I will spell out the name of the guest speakers for you guys. Those are who came on here. Great people. How many days should we wait until reaching out to someone for a second or third time to follow up? I would say a day or two. That's all. A day or two. I wouldn't give it any longer than that. Some people I actually go away from and come back to after a few weeks because they're just not going anywhere. And we talk about that in 3 and 4, module number 3 and 4. But I usually, if I've sent them the information, I'm getting their phone number and I'm waiting a day or two. If you, Kathy says she's buying the program right now. Awesome, Kathy. Welcome to the course. If you connect with people that are in other network marketing companies, it could or could not be a good idea to bring up your business. Again, that's why you go into finding their pain. If they're happy there and they're seeing success, then you definitely don't want to take them away from that. If they're not happy and they really are missing something, then maybe you and your company are the answer, and that's where it comes down to finding out why. Should we have a separate professional life on Facebook, or should our MLM-related personal site be separate? You should definitely have your personal and your business commingled. And people sometimes get a little weird about that because they don't want people knowing their personal business. social media is like reality TV. You want to make sure that you are telling people what you're up to. They want to know. They don't just want to know how awesome your company is. So I would say yes, keep it commingled. Don't separate it. People want to join a person, not a business. Okay, we've got a lot of questions here. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on here. We've got a lot more questions, and maybe I'll get to one more here. Okay. Something very important. I just want to pick out a question real quick. What was the last line? How is the job market going over there? I hear it's getting better, or I hear it's not going great. That's what you want to ask someone. That was just one way of getting a teaser for curiosity, because that way you can find out if they're happy in their job, if their local area is having issues. You know, with the economy right now, it's a thriving time for our business. So that's how that goes. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people that just purchased. Can you guys share, why did you buy? Type why you bought the program. I'm really curious. I want to know. Tell me why you purchased this. Oh my gosh, overwhelming response. I'm stuck at my current level, been here for a year. Because you added extreme amount of value. Thank you guys so much. And that's really what this is about, invaluable information. Already in a great conversation using the tips from this webinar. Awesome. So awesome, guys. There's so many. By the way, midnight is Eastern time, just so you know. So that would be in roughly an hour and 15 minutes. Holy cow, so many of you have stood on here for this long, and I just appreciate you. Oh my gosh, overwhelming response. Lots of questions too. If you guys have questions, feel free to email me. It would, you know, there's so many people on here, and again, appreciate you being on here until 10:45 my time at night. If you guys have questions, feel free to email me. It'd be impossible to get through all of them. I'm trying to get through the ones that I feel would really impact the group. You seem to have the most common sense approach to dealing with Facebook and social media. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I'm already a six-figure earner with my warm market, and now I need to get out of the friends and family circles. I hear you. I work with a lot of people that have been there. They know what to do when it comes to the local stuff, and so does their team, but themselves and their team have a lot of people asking them, hey, well, now what? Now who do I talk to? Very good stuff. Okay, let's get to one more question here. Thank you guys so much. Getting a lot of great feedback. Appreciate you guys. Do you recommend someone put a sexy picture as their profile picture? Thank you so much for asking this. Absolutely not. Okay, under any circumstances. I'm just going to say not under any circumstances put a sexy picture as your profile picture. I want you to attract the right people into your business, and the last thing I want is somebody joining your business or even talking to you because they think you're hot. Okay, I want them talking to you because they think that you'd be a good person to work with. That's what we're looking for here. So great question. Please don't do that. It really bugs me when people do that. If you're on this webinar and you do that, it's okay, but just make sure that you change it. And by the way, when I do say banner, I do mean your cover photo, okay? So you've got your profile picture and your cover photo, just so people are clear. Awesome, guys. Well, I definitely appreciate you all being on here. Again, if you have questions, feel free to email me. I'm giving this my all, guys. We're going to create some serious success stories. I'm going full out for you guys, and I want more Terrys, more Auroras, more Daves, more Julies, more Bens. I want more of those. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this webinar. Again, you can take anything I shared tonight and go out there tonight and create some serious success stories and get some people into your business. Appreciate you. Have an amazing night. It's already getting late. And go to 10ksocialmedia.com for more information. And appreciate Terry and Aurora for jumping on there real quick. And I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Talk to you soon.